What if I told you there's a way to do complex math in your head, faster than you could even type it into a calculator? I know, it sounds like some kind of magic trick, right? But it's a real system, and stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to know how to do it too. All right, so let's just dive right in. I want to start with a little challenge, just to get our brains warmed up. Here it is. Could you multiply 97 by 99 in your head in under, say, 5 seconds? Go on, give it a shot. The clock's ticking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, time's up. How'd you do? Now, if you're anything like me, your brain probably went into overdrive, right? You're picturing the numbers stacked on top of each other, you're multiplying, you're trying to carry the one. It's a whole process. It's exactly how most of us were taught in school. But what if there was another way? A way that's not just faster, but way more intuitive, and let's be honest, a lot more fun. Okay, the answer is 9,603. And with this system we're about to dive into, you could have gotten that answer in just a couple of seconds, like with almost no effort at all. So, the big question is, how is that even possible? Look, this isn't some weird party trick. This is a whole system of calculation with its own set of rules. And our source material says it perfectly. These methods might look like magic, but the way they work is actually completely logical. So what we're talking about here is called Vedic mathematics. And at its core, it's just a really structured system. It uses a bunch of clever techniques, they're called sutras, to basically simplify problems that, on the surface, look really complex. And that really gets to the why behind it all. See, instead of having to memorize these long, tedious processes, Vedic maths just gives you these elegant shortcuts that cut down on the mental heavy lifting. You know the old saying, it's about working smarter, not harder. Okay, enough theory. The best way to really get this is to just try it. So let's do that. I'm going to teach you 2 incredibly simple tricks right now that you can start using today. All right, first up, squaring any number that ends in a 5. Normally, this takes a bit of work, right? But just watch this. Let's use 65 squared as our example. The rule here is so simple. Step 1, you take the first digit, which is 6, and you multiply it by the very next number up. So 6 times 7. That gives you 42. Then, for the second and final step, you literally just stick 25 on the end of that result. And just like that, there's your answer, 4,225. See, no carrying numbers, no complicated steps. Let's do another one real quick in our heads. How about 85 squared? You do 8 times the next number up, 9, that's 72, slap a 25 on the end, 7,225. So simple, right? All right, you ready for another one? Multiplying by 11. This one is also surprisingly easy. Let's try it with, say, 32 times 11. The method here is just as cool. You take the number you're multiplying by 11, so 32, and you basically just split the digits apart. Imagine a little space between the 3 and the 2. Now, what do you do with that space? You just add the 2 digits together. 3 plus 2 is 5, and you just pop that 5 right in the middle. And boom, the answer is 352. How cool is that? You've just learned 2 Vedic math tricks in what, under a minute? Okay, now that you're feeling confident, let's circle back and finally solve that original problem. Remember 97 times 99? The tricks we just learned were for really specific cases, numbers ending in 5 or multiplying by 11. But this problem needs something a bit more general. But believe me, it's just as powerful. It's a technique called the base method. Okay, so here's how we set this up. The first thing you notice is that both 97 and 99 are super close to a nice round number, right? In this case, it's 100. So we're going to call 100 our base. Then we just ask ourselves, how far away is each number from that base? Well, 97 is 3 less than 100, so its difference is minus 3. And 99 is just 1 less, so its difference is minus 1. Okay, now for the really cool part. Our answer is going to have 2 parts. To get the first part, you subtract diagonally. And here's the thing. It doesn't matter which way you go. You can do 97 minus 1 or 99 minus 3. Either way, you get 96. That's the left side of our answer. Done. Now for the right side. You just multiply those 2 differences together. So negative 3 times negative 1 is a positive 3. And here's one little detail. Because our base, 100, has 2 zeros, we need to write that 3 as a 2-digit number. So we write 03. And that's it. You just put the 2 parts together. The left side was 96. The right side was 03. Put them together, and you get 9,603. Once you know that pattern, you can see how this becomes something you can do in your head fast. So yeah, as you've just seen, Vedic maths is crazy fast. It's super efficient, but, according to the sources we're looking at, the real benefit here goes way deeper than just being able to do math quickly. See, this system isn't just about a bunch of rigid rules you have to memorize. It actually encourages you to look for patterns, to find different ways to get to the same answer. It really transforms math from this, boring chore into more of a creative puzzle. And really, that's the big idea I want to leave you with. This is about so much more than just numbers. It's a lesson in perspective. I mean, think about it. If a simple change in how we look at a problem can make something like math so much easier, just imagine what other complex challenges in our lives we could unlock if we just tried looking at them from a completely different angle.